Because these don't tell you anything.
But I figured someone of your caliber would be able to play without them.
Oh, fuck. This is not going to be an easy interview because might have met my match in guitar and person. This is Abby from, why is she doing this? Secret Swan. I have a lisp. And this tooth actually right there is fake because it chipped and now I'm waiting for the actual one. This is a temporary tooth. And with the temporary tooth, it stands a little bit wrong. And now I have even more of a lisp.
Yeah.
And your company is called Secret Swan.
Secret Swan.
Are you from Swansea?
I'm not, no.
I think you're from Swansea. That would be... Hello! Here we are! This is going to be different. Adam is laughing for reasons that I don't know. So, Abby from Secret Swan, you make different guitars.
I do, yes. Normal is boring. So
I know, I'm very normal and average and just the average dude. So I'm enjoying it. So thanks for the insult.
You're welcome. If you want normal though, go to Fender. They are brilliant at what they do. And I am not trying to replicate what they do. I'm trying to do my own thing.
And what you're doing is carving things out of wood.
It is, yes.
You like to take a good piece of wood and make it smaller.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
That's not my kind of thing. Moving on. So this I looked at first. Here we go. And I actually thought you took leaves and put them in resin, which is by itself pretty cool.
Yes.
But it's not what you do.
It is not what I do.
You take a big piece of wood.
Yes.
You carve out the leaves.
Yes.
However you do this artistically, I have no idea.
I use a Dremel and chisels. As you do.
What's with the door happening there? Let me fix the door. Fix the door. Hence, I'm a carpenter. And then I saw you actually do this while it's still in the original block of wood.
Yeah, it creates the resin well.
And you
so I can then pour the resin in. Once that has set, I then cut out the guitar, shape the edges however I like, and then re-resin so it's all a continuous finish. It's
clearly very, very unique and original. And headstock, you went with, let's carve some shit in there too.
Absolutely. Why not?
Why not?
Why wouldn't you?
On some guitars, you used prefabricated necks because you said you're just getting into necks.
Yes. So only the last couple where I've learned how to do it myself. And I was bored by them. I was bored of the standard fret markers and I wanted to do something more interesting. So...
She was bored of the standard fret markers.
And like I said, someone of your caliber doesn't need them.
It's like, in one of those newspapers, Dear Abby, fret markers have a point. The point is to help the musician find the frets. And I have no problem if the fret markers, I'm writing, okay? Mm-hmm. You will read it later.
Okay.
If the fret markers are not in the actual frets and you put beautiful leaves in it, but if the fret markers are not on the sides, I don't fucking know where to play!
Takes more practice. Well, thank you very much. I will open it, read it, and go, it just needs to practice more.
I'm really struggling with this because no side dots, and I really don't care about something. I usually go for nothing in the fretboard because it makes the guitar slightly cheaper, focuses the view on the body, and this is themed, and I totally get it. Was it necessary with the beauty that you've got here? You went overboard. You went overkill. You did too much. But
that's all opinion, though.
No, that's all opinion. Yeah. But I really have a hard time playing this. I can do an A.
Try this one instead. This one has the dots for you. If you're being really picky.
It's really if you're really picky, if you really need dots, Mr. Amateur. I've been playing guitar for 32 years. And I can't find the frickin' 5th fret if there's nothing telling me where it is. This is really beautiful though. I did wear the matching shirt, color-wise. they're not. There's leaves in the background. There, where my titty is, right there. What am I? I'm looking for this chord that I know and I don't know. Okay.
If you would like to buy this guitar, I am more than happy to put the fret markers, the side dots in for you. At no extra cost.
Marketing! This is also the neck that you make yourself, obviously, because of the carving there. And made out of woods in a number.
Yes. So it's black mahogany, walnut, and sycamore.
Those. You got Goto tuners.
Yes. So I'm moving much more towards handmade elements. So previously I've used Seymour Duncan pickups, but I'm now moving towards Mojo because they're hand wound. Also looking at Sunbear pickups. And the strings, a lot of these have Ernie Ball strings on them, but this one has Newtone. So again, hand wound strings. I want to go down that totally bespoke artisan. You know, if you're going to go with something which is unique, then go with craftsmanship.
Look at skull strings from France.
Okay.
Because you get along with Gwen, tatted up, pretty French girl who does it by hand with her dad.
Brilliant.
I'll hook you up with Gwen from Skull Strings. That's your kind of person.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to work in some bridge on here. You've got Goto tuners who are screwed on in a willy-nilly, I don't really care that it's all straight angle, which is very likely deliberate.
Obviously.
Because, I mean, someone of your caliber in terms of professionalism wouldn't possibly just put the tuners on there slightly crooked and then straight and then crooked in a different angle. Because, I mean, why would you do this if it's not deliberate, right?
It's an organic shape.
It's an organic shape, yes. People. Shut you yapping about the tuners. Just buy it. Moving on. Give me some dots.
You've got some dots on this one.
And the blackness. Perfect for the Poets of Doom. So this is not a neck that you bought because...
Yeah, because I coloured outside the lines.
Because you can't freaking buy this. And it's a skull. Poets of Doom. Sleepy Skull because he's on the side. And we got...
these are Mojo pickups.
Mojo.
You've got the Filtertron.
Don't know how to hold the pick. Changes settings on my pedals. We're losing tuning there a little bit, but that's good enough. When it comes to uniquity, is that a word?
It is now.
Uniqueness. Obviously, you got something that's absolutely unique. But you don't necessarily have to go with skulls and roses because you make these for people.
Absolutely.
They call you and say, I want this guitar, like this.
Yes.
And now you're going to say, it's really expensive and something it's really, really expensive. That's where Abby has lost her mind, and we're going to talk about that in a bit. But just like with Devils and Sons that we looked at yesterday, which for you was who knows when. I don't know, time is different in your world. The idea here is not to create the most tonally stunning instrument that you take in a studio behind closed doors and don't have anyone see it. This is stuff to be seen.
Absolutely.
And to make a statement. And where would you make that statement? Well, on your living room wall to your blues lawyer friends who come over and don't have a guitar like this. In a music video, this is absolutely perfect for showing it in front of a camera. This is the guitar that you put on stage. Maybe just one song, the Skulls and Roses song.
Absolutely. Right. It's whatever you want it to be. First and foremost, it is a guitar. So it isn't just supposed to be on a wall.
Should be played, absolutely.
It should be played. There's no point creating a guitar if you're not going to play it.
It's not like freaking Nigel Tufnell. It can't be played. Anyone? No?
No.
Nigel Tufnell.
You completely lost me.
This is Spinal Tap.
This is special too. It's look, see, still got the old tagger on it. See, never even played it. See?
You just bought it?
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I wasn't going to touch it.
No, don't touch it.
I was just pointing at it.
Well, don't point even.
Don't even point?
No, it can't be played. Never. I mean,
Can I look at it?
No, you've seen
Don't
enough
look
there.
at it.
It's fine. Anyway, back to the important things.
Culture. Uncultured woman. Back to the important things, the roses. So we were talking outside and I said, this is a great thing if you are a lover of guitars and you have something that you want memorialized. Memorized.
Memorialize?
That one.
Commemorate?
Commemorated. Thank you. In an instrument. Then you call up Abby and say, can you carve the paw of my dog in there?
Yes.
Okay. Or whatever. I like my mom and my mom liked the Alps. Can you put
I can do anything.
the Alps in there?
I mean, that's a bit boring, but yeah, we can do
And you don't do
something.
boring.
No.
The Alps and there's a giant skull on it.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, absolutely. And whether it's flowers, it doesn't have to be the same image all the way through as well.
So whether it's flowers or other flowers,
well, you can
or
have,
different kind of flowers, you do all the flowers.
I do all the flowers. I do different animals. I do. I've done an octopus which sort of wraps around a guitar.
That's an interesting one. Check it out on the website.
I mean, if you've got any kind of idea, I've got drawings for Trojan warriors and Greek mythology. I'm working on one at the moment, which is Medusa with the snakes coming out of the head. I'm working on one which is original sin, so it's the tree of life and the apple and the hand and the snake coming round and the dove in the corner.
At her ridiculous prices, you could literally say, we've got this music video coming up about Greek mythology. If you are some kind of prog metal band or power metal band, and then just don't be an idiot and say do it all black and black and black because, we need to have some kind of contrast. And then you say, this would be really cool to have in a video. And then you go to your manager, which you probably don't have because nowadays bands don't make money, who then goes to the label, which you don't have because it's all self-done today. But in theory, and you say, we need X amount of pounds to do this amazing guitar for the video, which we're then also going to take on tour. And it's really going to pay for itself.
Absolutely.
And that's where you call Abby and you get that. Before we talk about X amount of pounds, I really like that this is literally like in a tray. It's a black tally, but then just be careful when you eat your fish and chips or your crisps or your freaky deaky British words, cookies over the guitar, because you'll need to get a vacuum cleaner, which they call Hoover here, which is weird because it's just one company. It's just like calling Velcro, which isn't really right because that's the company. But I'm going off on a tangent here.
Rant over.
I'm trying to impress the pretty lady with my knowledge of things. It's not working. I'm trying so hard. Show me the other one, he said to her. So
this is one of the original ones I made. So it's got a stock neck on it.
And freaking finally locking tuners, not like that other crap you put on there.
You can have whatever you like. It's custom.
So this is clearly Indian themed. It's an Indian flag with a clear Indian eagle on there.
Absolutely, yes. Whatever you like.
Why you, as a proud Brit, why would you do this?
I was advised that the USA market would be quite interested, and so I was trying to cater to them.
Oh yeah, they're going to buy the shit out of this.
Yes, please do.
Please do. Please buy the shit out of this.
Yes.
Because once you hear, and now we get into it, once you hear what she wants for these, you're going to go like, oh, that's freaking stupid. So talk about your stupidity.
I'm new, and
which means she's like 3 months old.
While I'm still trying to get my name out there, for me it's more important to have the guitars seen and played. There is no point for me charging ridiculous prices and them
sitting in the shop.
And them sitting in the shop or sitting in the cupboard at home. So I would rather charge less and get 100% of that than charge more and get nothing from it. So
Mike's leering in the window, trying to see if we're doing naughty things. And we will, but that comes later.
Promises.
You promised.
So yes, I mean, at the moment, the guitars are between £2,000 and £4,000. And that would be for a full custom as well. So obviously, if you'd like to pay me more, please do. I would be forever grateful. But the quality is the quality is there already. You're not going to lose out on quality because it's a low price. You are going to be in there in the beginning. Every guitar is unique and original. I will never recreate a guitar. I may recreate a theme, but the design...
Flowers?
The design is a one-off.
Are you a girl or something?
Barely.
Look, flowers are cool. I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Look, I shouldn't be talking about any kind of style in any way ever.
You are going on about flowers and only one of these has flowers on, so I'm not really sure what you're going with here.
What? Leaves?
They're not flowers.
Leaves are kind of flower.
No.
People say, oh, look at that tree with all its leaves. The flowers of the tree.
No.
Must be a German thing then.
Clearly.
German.
Must be a Henning thing.
It must be a Henning thing. Trying to cover my ass. Okay, so 2,000 to 4,000,
yes.
Obviously depending on how ridiculously complicated it is.
Yes.
And as for any kind of handmade instrument, absolutely fine. For a showpiece, absolutely fine. For something that will get you looked at on stage or in a video, absolutely fine. What was I going to say? Oh, we were going to look at the bass for a second.
I mean, the amount of time it takes me to create these, I probably end up giving myself about £1 an hour.
I was just going to say, because what you guys have to think about, oftentimes I get these comments, well, this pedal, the parts are only, $20. Why is it 200? And that is so dumb. I'm sorry, you are so dumb. I wish I could help you, but you are so dumb when you write this. What about, oh, the guitar's got the pickup is this much, it's this much, the bridge is this much, the wood is this much. My electrician will charge me €75 an hour to install anything in the house. Okay, €75 an hour. He comes with one toolkit. Everything in there is probably not worth $1,000. So he doesn't even bring lots of parts. There's a cable worth $7. Why is it 75 an hour? It's overhead, it's taxes, it's health insurance. But in addition to that, with a business like Abby's, there's a website, has to be built, hosted, maintained. She can't do it herself. Even if she can do it herself, that's time and money. But somebody has to be paid for this. Pictures on the website. You got to buy a camera for that and do the pictures. Or hire someone to do it. Sometimes people like me. So that costs money. Then you go to these stupid little shows. Your whole day is gone. That costs money. You paid for the show. That costs money. You might find some endorsers and artists to build instruments for who, if you like, don't charge you and all good. But then all that instrument's gone. And that somehow has to be packaged into the price of the other instruments. And you're going to say, well, then I'd rather buy something from Ibanez because they're not doing this. Well, of course they're doing that, because do you think all these Ibanez artists who actually get paid quite a bit of money to be at trade shows, all that is overhead, which gets packaged into the price of the guitars. If you don't have any of this, an Ibanez guitar can be $250. If it ends up in the shop, it's $1,250. That's kind of the difference in pricing with overhead that we're talking about. So if you look at your hourly wage, you probably end up under £10.
Under £1.
Did you actually calculate that?
Yeah, so for this one, there is over 50 hours of carving went into this one. And that's without finishing it as an instrument. So I don't play. I play the piano and the flute, but you can't carve them, especially in my tiny underground studio.
You could, but the piano's going to take you a long time.
Yeah, and it just wouldn't fit in the door. It's small. So yeah, I work with a local luthier who puts it all together for me. So there's that cost, but just the carving alone, there is over 50 hours in this single guitar. And I also can't do that as a 9 to 5. It becomes too much. You have to step away, because if you get too close to it, it will often go through the bandsaw and end up as firewood, because something always goes wrong. And, design changes, whether the grain will often dictate where you can carve. And so it changes. And when something goes wrong, when you've been working on it for so long, sometimes you have to step away and put it on the shelf for a couple of weeks to think about how you're going to overcome that challenge. Mm-hmm. There are no disasters, but there are definitely challenges to overcome. And they all end up being a huge part of the design and how it works out. And it wouldn't be the same if you hadn't had that challenge. But in terms of time, that takes a vast amount of time.
But if you want it to be not a hobby, then it cannot be an hour, a pound an hour. It can't be £10 an hour. That's below minimum wage. And that
so at the moment, it's a passion project, which is why, unfortunately, I've had to get another job to pay the bills. But I want to get my guitars out there. I want people to play them. I want people to realise that they are not just a piece of art to go on the wall. And in order to do that, I charge silly prices, and those will go up. So if you order your guitar now, you are getting a bargain, because I hope in the next 3 to 4 years, I think my guitars will be going for around £8,000 to £10,000.
Well, that's a goal.
That's sort of, I think 12 will be my cap. It could go a lot further. Who knows?
Why not $1 million?
Because I don't think I'd ever sell one.
Oh, but you only have to sell the one, and then just,
yes, I know, but I like making them too much, so I need to be able to make more.
Freaking people that just like their jobs.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
It's a passion.
You also make the stands. So this is a massive one, she said, and made. Look at that bob. Look at that bob jiggle. Oh my God, that's sexy. And then, that's a sexy bob. And then the stand also comes with a bass.
It doesn't, but it could.
I mean, for the right amount of money.
They are sold separately, but you don't have to buy the bass to get the stand, and you don't have to buy the stand to get the bass.
So there's a massive Chinese dragon, and there's also a bass. Wow.
Absolutely.
That looks about right. Thank you, Adam. Adam Steely Lily, people. He said, put the thumb in the mouth.
Some people do, yeah.
And then also on the base.
Yeah. Giggity.
Giggity. Oh, I have to show her my picture.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds
Oh, no.
worrying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
You know which one.
No, Henning, no. We've talked about this. It's
I'll
highly
when the video is over, giggity. It's a good picture. That is just, I mean, no shit. This belongs in an upscale Chinese restaurant.
As long as someone's playing.
That's what I'm, but the thing is, imagine it sitting, there's a piano. I see a grand piano in the corner.
Yeah.
On a little round stage, and this right next to it. So if anyone like wants to come up from the audience or the ED people, patrons, come up on stage, this is the thing to play freaking jazz in a Chinese restaurant.
Absolutely.
Or a casino in Macau. You know, something like this, right?
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you know any people in Macau?
We don't. Do you?
I know people in China.
Give them a call.
Hey, Joyo people, you should be interested in this. If they brought this to the trade show, and you test the pedals with this, why not? I mean, how much is this?
This one is 3,000.
They got the money. Very cool. And then the stands are, of course, extra, but you can get them. And you give us the pitch for your stands.
So it's very gender stereotypical. I apologise in advance. But I find that gentlemen like to display their guitars and women like a lamp in the corner. So why not have both?
Adam is freaking on it. Like a professional, not like what I usually do. Thank you, Adam.
But they are, so I have a few in stock, but they can also be ordered. So if you wanted something in particular, if it was a particular wood, if you wanted any engraving on it. I've
Like
got
a flower.
Like a flower. Or your initials, your lovely name. You could, I'm speaking to somebody at the moment about having a stand for 3 guitars. So he's got a massive Inglenook fireplace and he wants to create it as the centerpiece to go inside this fireplace. So they will be at different heights. They will all have a light underneath them, which will also change color. So there are so many things that can be done with it. But yeah, give me a call and we can come up with a design that's perfect for
And
you.
obviously you find the link below the video as always. And if you don't know this, why don't you know this? I mean, that would be just really, it would make you the dumb one, I think, if you don't know that links are under the video. People are always like, my God, where can I get that sweater? It's so amazing. There's obviously a link to the amazing Mr. Google shirts and sweaters under the video with a coupon code for 15% off. Why don't you know this? Every day I write, there's a link under the video.
There's no coupon code for this. Just so we're aware.
You pay full price. But she's worth it, I've heard.
Totally.
This video isn't going as bad as it could have, okay? She was a naughty one earlier.
I was.
Yeah, pff, not me. I'm
Totally.
always well behaved, especially around the lady folk.
Do you speak to many lady folk?
No,
No, I didn't
they
think
don't
so.
like me.
Are they scared?
Even all of our animals are guys. Very nervous around the women. So, link below. And thanks, Adam, for the switchy. Thanks to Lewis and Mike for the BBGF and hanging out in his house and sleeping in his den. And the animals at the end. What the...
And you won't surrender to the blind leading the blind.